to Xcode. So when you first open up Xcode, you will be given this splash screen where you can choose to create a new project, clone an existing project, or open a file. I'm just going to ignore this first of all and show you the file menu on the top left. So from here, we can access the exact same options. We can select a project file or a playground file. We can also create Swift packages, etc. But you're not going to look at those until you're a bit more familiar with Xcode. So the first thing we're going to go to is creating a playground. Playground files are very similar to Swift playground files in the composition, which we now are aware that the Swift playground is available on both Mac and on iOS. Within here, we can create single view demonstrations, we can create maps, we can create games. I'm just going to show you how to create a blank playground. So select the template file, click Next, choose where you're going to put it into. I'm just going to put it into my downloads for now. So these playground files are designed for prototyping. For example, we have this demo, imports UI kit. We have a variable which is called str string, and it is set to hello playground. I can execute these playgrounds by hitting the play button on the bottom of the console. This will then output to the right-hand side once it compiles. These are sometimes a little bit slow. If you're using it within a lab situation in a classroom, you may also need to grant administration privileges to your lab computers so that students can execute. So we have the three screens similar to Swift Playgrounds. We have our file directory, we have our coding window, and we have our output console. So from here, if I want to output to my console, I can print my string, oops, press stop, and play again. And this would then output to my console. The second option you have for creation is to create a new project. So I'm going to close my playground. It's my playground file that was just created. I can go to, again, back to Xcode, File, New Project. Again, we're presented with a splash screen. When you're first starting out, I advise you to work in a single view application. Unless you're interested in games, you can also create a game. But all of these other options are available once you become more familiar with Xcode. So I'm going to select an iOS project, and I'm going to make an app. Click Next. From here, I want to give it a name. So I'm just going to call this demo. I need to sign in with my Apple ID. This will allow me to create a unique identifier and sign the app. So any app which is put into the App Store must be signed by a developer. This is why we can trace if there was a virus or something like that. We know who has created it. I then give it a unique identifier. So normally this is like a URL in reverse, or a web address. So danielbudd.com. Instead it's com.danielbudd and then whatever your app is called. I'm going to be choosing Storyboard because this is the interface building which is shown in the Develop in Swift materials, though previously I have shown you Swift UI. App delegate is, the lifecycle is UI kit app delegate. The language we are choosing is Swift, and we do not need these two tests. We do not need to use core data at this stage, and we're not going to include any tests. Click Next. Choose where you're going to create the project. If you'd like to use Git repositories, we can do that. But again, this is a bit more of an advanced feature. Wait for your beach ball to stop spinning, and then you'll be presented with the screen. If you are having issues with your project being signed, select the top level menu, select your app, choose signing capabilities, and just make sure that your project has been signed. This is mainly used if you are testing your app on an external device. Once you go into your app, so we've got, again, our file explorer, Here we've actually reversed our live view. This is what we're going to build our interface, and eventually I'll show you where the code sits. These icons here and here allow you to hide and show the panels, particularly if you're working on a smaller screen, a 13-inch screen. Sometimes you need to give yourself a little bit more real estate. There's another one at the bottom as well. There's another one at the bottom as well. From here, we can also look at what code is attached to this interface. So for every interface, there needs to be some code attached. If I click on this top layer item here, I've selected my view controller. Clicking this button will do the same thing. Selecting my view controller, I open up my properties. If I go to my custom class, I can see that is linked to my view controller. This view controller relates to this view controller.swift file over here. So when I have my storyboard view selected, I can select this list icon and go to Assistant. This will allow me to see my code and my interface at the same time. So again, this is where it may become necessary to hide some of the panels. From here, if I want to add things to my interface, I can use the Add button, which will bring up my object library. This will only appear if you have your interface selected. If I had my code selected, it would not show up. It gives me some code snippets which I could use. So again, selecting my view controller, press the Add button to bring up the project library, and then from here I'll be able to add in any buttons or different controls which I'll use in my interface. And that's a basic rundown of Xcode for beginners.